tell them this is the uncut version, and then if it's really not good, I'll just cut that out.
Make it a joke.
Welcome to our Q&A. So I hit up the internet and I said, we're doing a Q&A. If you have any questions, comment below. And so far, some people have commented. We're going to go with those. We are going to do an uncut version of Mariah and Luka. So from now on, we're not going to do any cuts. You get the real, raw, unedited version of Luka and Mariah. Okay, I started reading these comments and they were making me laugh, so I stopped because I wanted you guys to get the real reaction of us. So we're going to go straight to first Instagram because they were the ones... That was where I got the most comments. Okay, right now we're at...
They're coming in.
Okay, question number 1 from Monica Manfreda. What are some of your favorite books?
Ooh.
Go.
For me, number 1, Man's Search for Meaning, number 1. Number 2, Tribal Leadership. Number 3, 3 Laws of Performance. Number 4, Mindset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a bunch of others, but those are the ones that really
I would
changed.
have to agree with that. I think like Man's Search, I think of things that changed my life, and Man's Search for Meaning as far as like, and Mindset definitely did that. 3 Laws of Tribal, all of those did. I'd say just of like books that have been near and dear to me for a long time is How To Kill a Mockingbird, also Catcher in the Rye. Like Catcher in the Rye, no matter how many times I read it, I laugh so hard through it because it's just totally like nails that teenager angst in life that I felt so keenly. So on top of those, I would suggest those. Okay. Leo Gasser says, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I love this question. The idea of a horse-sized duck is probably the most terrifying thing. The most terrifying thing would be a horse-sized goose, because geese are just like terrifying.
Horrible.
They're so scary.
Violent.
They're so awful.
And swans.
Swans though is like they're only like that if they have babies. Understandable. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
So what would you?
100 duck-sized horses. I just am imagining trying to kick through 100 duck-sized horses. Like
It's
imagine
so easy
little
for
horses
me.
like this.
I know, 100 duck-sized horses, of course. Of course.
You probably stand a better chance than a horse-sized duck. We just saw horses today, so pretty fresh in my mind.
I can't.
Okay, Nina_book charms. I've noticed you have posters hanging above your doors. What is on them? What is the purpose? Okay, so there's on this one, it's like Luka had made me a really nice letter for Mother's Day from last year.
It's a note.
Yeah, it's a really nice note. It's a letter. And it was so sweet. So I hung it up there just to like feel good about myself that I was a good mother on days when it's really difficult. And I just never took it down. And then on the other one is like, oh, so precious to me. Olivia drawing, like just before Leia was born, I think. Mm-hmm. She was 2 years old. And she drew, it was like one of the first drawings she made where she really made like very good people. Like you could really tell it was people. And it was like Mommy and Ati and Olivia and then a giraffe. And it's so cute. Like to me, it's so sweet. It's like one of the first drawings she ever made. And I'm going to frame it, but until I frame it, it's just hanging there. What is your favorite place? This is from Vrenko Tadea. What is your favorite place, city you visited in Slovenia, and were you both? What is your favorite place or city in
Slovenia?
In Slovenia,
and where do you both want to
travel?
Okay, I think that's how it should be.
My favorite place in Slovenia is Ljubljana center. Like in the summertime, there's nowhere I'd rather be almost. It's so magical. It's so wonderful. I get so excited with the weather warming up and like Oprta Kuchna is like opening again. I get so excited about it. Also, Bochum, we didn't go there. I had not been there until 2017, right? 2016. Mm-hmm. We went in 2016. It was our family vacation. We just stayed in Slovenia and we went there. It was the first time I went there. And I could not believe how beautiful it was. It was shocking to me. I could not believe Slovenes go to other, like, nearby countries instead of going to, like, Bohemia. Like, I was like, why would you go, like, to Italy or Croatia when this is here? I'm sure people see this all their life, so they want to go to Croatia and they want to go to Italy and whatever. But I couldn't believe how beautiful it was and that, like, more people aren't talking about it. I really want to go back. Ever since then, I've wanted to go back. What about you? Favorite place in Slovenia?
Yeah, I would say St. Bohin, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So wonderful.
It's so beautiful.
So beautiful.
And also where I kind of grew up is very beautiful. But I had... No. Javorje, or Murave, or Cetina. It's just so pretty up there, too. There's mountains.
And what about to travel? Where would you like to travel?
Globally.
Yeah. I really want to go to India.
Yeah, like
I would really like to go to India.
I've really traveled the Western Hemisphere, so now I think it's Eastern.
I would say in Europe, I really want to go to Portugal. I would really like to go to Portugal. I haven't been there yet, and I would really like to go to Amsterdam just for like a weekend getaway without
Go
kids.
there again, you must say. You've been
there.
there.
I've been there, but I came there and I was like, this is the most legit city. Like, this seems like the spot to hang out. I just don't want to do that with kids, and I can't do that with kids. And so ever since then, I was like, I want to come back here because it seemed like a place I would love to be.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Wait, did you say where you wanted to go?
Yeah, I said Eastern Hemisphere. I think right now Thailand, Japan, Hong
Thailand
Kong, something like that.
Micha Hadhidit?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Mika Hadhidit.
I can't think of a good question, so I'm just going to say hi, hello. Hi,
hello.
Micha. Giga Tomasz. How did you two meet? I know this was probably answered in a previous video, but I can't find it. Well, no, we didn't answer it. Because we're going to make it into an incredible, like, 3-part video series, if you will. Because this, like, I think we have the greatest love story ever told. It's got all sorts of exciting adventure. It's like a movie script. It's better than a movie script. So I have to do it justice. I can't just tell you how to do it, or I can't just tell you in a video how it was. But I will say this. Luka came to California for a vacation, also to be on some swing dance events, and we met at a swing dance event. That's all the juicy details you get for right now. And then this one, will you move to a new apartment or house? Ah!
Funny you ask.
Funny you ask. We were literally talking about this in the car on the way here. So we are looking for a place to move right now. We need a bigger place. And I think we both agree that a house sounds nice, but it doesn't really fit our lifestyle because we travel quite a bit, and Luka hates the idea of upkeeping anything, so he likes the fact that if you live in an apartment, somebody upkeeps all your ish for you, which I think there's a lot of appeal to that as well. And the fact that we travel a lot and come and go, it's like it would be really hard to upkeep a house versus having an apartment.
You said it.
Alright, so if anybody knows of large, beautiful apartments that we can kind of put our own touch on, like if they're empty, I'm more than happy to like install everything that I actually want in it. Shintvid would be amazing. Klobucar Sara. If you could go back in time once and change a single thing, what would it be?
Ooh.
You know what I think, actually?
I only said ooh for dramatic effect.
If this is like in time, period, go back in time in all of history. This is a hard thing to even say, but I think I would, if possible, I would change the Library of Alexandria from being burned. I would prevent that from being burned, because I think that's like the greatest loss humankind has ever, like, I mean, that's hard to say when you're talking about, like, there are human lives that have been, like, horribly taken, and so many of them, and you go, oh, I'd prevent, like, World War II, I'd stop World War II or World War I from happening, but, and that's, like, the noble thing to say, but I honestly feel like like, we suffered, like, we don't even know how much we lost from that. And I think that we could be, like, flying in spaceships around, like, the world and other galaxies by now if we didn't lose the library at Alexandria. It's possible.
It's hard to up that one. Which I'm not trying to, but now I'm really thinking.
The only reason that was on the tip of my tongue was because I literally was just, like, researching that.
Yeah, I think I would like to be, if I could go back. See, you don't know what the world would be like, and I know that's such a cop-out.
But that's why I said this, because in my own personal life, if I think about what would I go back and, like, change, I'm afraid that if I do that, we've all seen Back to the Future. I'm afraid that if I do that, something in my present life wouldn't be the same that it is now. And I'm so grateful for the way my life is right now that I wouldn't change anything that brought me to this point.
I'll say this. I'm not a big believer in going back and changing a single thing would maybe actually produce something for the better. Because I think it's really difficult to define what is better. Ultimately, a lot of the phenomenal things in humanity have happened because of really horrible things. My personal belief is that human life as such really has value when it's gone through a lot of things. So I'm not endorsing suffering or pain or anything, but the history has shown many, many times, which is where the book Lessons of History comes really handy, to understand really what we've gone through as humankind. Sorry. So it's been shown through the history that human life as such really needs certain things to excel or to produce incredible discoveries or incredible things. So I think really changing something wouldn't do so. I'll rather focus on my own life, which I think what I would only change is I would start learning. So not thinking of school as they're going to teach me something, but learning on my own, pursuing knowledge outside of school sooner. I would tell myself, go educate yourself more on finances, go educate yourself more on the developments that are happening, and try to see what fits your need as a 20-year-old something.
All right, those were questions from Instagram, questions from Facebook, and I didn't even bother with questions on Twitter because there is literally like 2 people in all of Slovenia on Twitter. Alexandra Seal Gilbert asked, are there any significant differences you have when it comes to parenting? How have you balanced them or come to a middle ground? This is a really great question. It's a tough question too. We definitely have had differences. I don't think they've been significant differences. I don't think they've been like... I'll say this, we've never really fought over our differences in parenting. I'll say this, to your credit, in a lot of things that I feel very strongly about, Luka will say, I trust you in this because you're spending, like, you are the mother and the child is so much more connected to you from the beginning, and you're going to spend so much more time with your child, like with our child, that you are going to have a better feeling for what's more correct in this situation. A lot of times you've told me something like this. Will you just say what you actually say? Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
Yes, but I don't know what I say.
Like, you say, like, I think, you say, okay, like, I might have a different idea, but because you spend so much more time with our kids, and as the mother, you're much more connected to them at an early age, I just trust you on this.
Yes. So, okay. I think I know what I say. Correct me. No, because I don't know. It's something that comes from deep down, and now I can't think of it.
Because it's usually on the spot. Yeah.
So, the way I look at it, I look at our differences is we really spent a lot of time talking about our general ideas and concepts of just life and values and stuff like this, and from that our raising kids comes from. So of course we have differences in the sense of how much will I let our kids fall, or how much will I let our kids get hurt.
Okay, this is a good one because Luka would really let our kids get hurt. And I think this is kind of like a mother-father difference. Like, I feel like I'm going to generalize a lot here, so please don't, like, take this so literally.
Out of context.
But I think generally, like, the father, like, men in general kind of get thrills from, like, they are adventure seeking, they're risk taking, they're like very thrill seeking in a way where it's like danger excites them. And women, like mothers, we're so keen on protecting our children and keeping them like safe and alive and nourished and healthy that like danger scares us. So this is like great because you have two polar opposites in a way that like bring both qualities to life, and also like you have to figure out the balance between them. But like I think that is why Luka thinks that it's good for a child to like fall and get hurt because they learn from it, which in theory I agree with, but he'll take that way further than I will. Like, I'm like, I want them to get hurt that bad. Like, if I know they won't get hurt, like if it'll just hurt them a little bit, but it's fine then. That's okay. If it's gonna hurt them and they're gonna like cut or bleed from it, or like they're gonna get a massive bruise in the face, I'm like not okay with that. Luka,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the blood and bruises. This is how it is.
But he grew up on a farm, and for them, like, blood and bruises is just like, yeah, it just happens every day.
It's normal.
Yeah.
So, the way I perceive, or I try to look at it as, that I really trust her in terms of what she brings to the table when it comes to raising kids, and she does too. Mm-hmm. If I'm with the kids more, something happens. It's usually we try to communicate quickly before actually the kids realize what's going on, and we just decide we're gonna follow along with the person that has either spent more time with them in that day or whatever, or the person that has followed the whole process of what happened, so to connect the dots correctly. And in that sense, we just trust each other unconditionally. So I won't doubt Mariah, and neither will she doubt me ever. Because we believe the most dangerous thing you can do is undermine another parent or your spouse's authority in front of your child.
When one of us tells the kid one thing, the other doesn't agree with it. If he's doing something I don't agree with, I never like correct him or do that in front of the kids. Like it's like we're a team and we're a family, but we never go against each other in front of them. And if sometimes like he'll do something, he'll correct them or whatever, and as soon as their attention is on something else, I'll come up to him and say, I really wish it had been more like this. Like, I don't think we should do it like that. And he'll say, okay, I get that. But I think that's kind of how we've resolved issues in the moment. Would you agree?
I couldn't agree more.
Great. And our last question of the day from Jan.
Troll much?
What is the meaning of life?
Phenomenal question, by the way.
Great question. Well, there's a great book for you called Man's Search for Meaning.
I was just going to say that.
We talk about this book a lot, but it really is like, it's one of those life-changing books that stays with you forever. And I would say that you cannot find meaning in life unless you have suffering of some kind. And I don't mean that you should go looking for suffering, but I really like this comparison is, can you appreciate the beauty of the beaches of Hawaii if you have only ever lived there your entire life? Or do you need to experience like the slums of Detroit in order to fully appreciate something like the beauty of the beaches of Hawaii? And I think that's a good idea for life, is that if you have never suffered in your life, you've never had problems in your life, then you can't find meaning in it. You struggle to find meaning. And I think that for those people who have had incredible suffering, amazingly, that it's incredible to talk to people who have gone through serious amounts of suffering, because their perspectives on life are always inspiring. I feel like those people are on a different, they see life through different frames. They see life in a different way. And just from the suffering that I've experienced in my life, like the loss of a sister, like the loss of, you lose older people in life, like your grandparents, and that's sad. But what happens when you lose somebody like really young? Things like this that happen when you're a young person, when you experience these kind of things, it changes your life, and it also helps you find meaning. So, what is the meaning of life? Everybody has, like, what is the meaning of your life? That's the question to ask. And I think you're going to find that, well, you'll come closer to finding that when you read Man Search for Meaning. I wish I was being paid to promote this book, because I do it so much.
No, but I think it's important for humanity to actually carry the experience from that time, from those people, into modern day, when we are lacking absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this is the thing. Is this day and age, we are living in such prosperity that even our problems are not really big problems. Mm-hmm. When you compare it to, like, the scope of history, when people have had serious problems. No one's trying to conquer us. Nobody is coming through and, like, taking our children out of our homes and killing them in front of our faces. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, we have no problems today. And
not everybody in the world is like that right now.
Yes.
So please take that with a grain of salt. However,
most people watching this video.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Wait, am I not going to answer this question?
Okay. Sorry. Answer the question. What's the meaning of life, Luka?
No, I was just going to say from the book also. The meaning of life is not a passive thing. It's not as if life will reveal itself, its meaning, or it's something that is given to me, and then I have to ask this question. It's more along the lines of life expects something of me. So what's the meaning of life is not necessarily the right question to ask. It's what is life expecting of me? So I am the driver, and life has expectation almost. And again, read the book, Man Search for Meaning. You'll get what I'm saying, but it's mind-blowing and mind-changing.
So, thank you for watching this video. I think we were really good about being fast in the beginning, and then in the second half, we really got into much longer questions. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you have anything to add?
I enjoyed it.
I did too. This was like some quality time, huh?
Yeah, by the way, thanks for not highlighting the fact that I'm burnt as a freaking turkey right now. So I appreciate not commenting on that. Yeah, first day out of the sun. I was in the sun all day, almost all day, but in the strongest sun for sure. And I am very prone to getting tan and sunburned. So I need to put more aloe gel on. So that's it from me.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it. If you liked us, subscribe to see more. And we'll see you tomorrow.